This week on the Digital Marketing Scoop, we're talking about why your business needs content. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop. So this week we're talking all about content. I suppose everybody is, especially in the marketing space, always talking about content creation.
Yeah.
But one thing we never really go into that much is why. Why create content?
Yeah.
I suppose it's even a click here. It's not something we did massively until we started the podcast a year or so ago. But it's something we always want to do because we know the value in creating content. And for us, from our point of view as a B2B business, it was really about getting in front of the decision makers who would be the people making the decisions with regards, what company to choose to do their marketing.
Yeah, for us to look like thought leaders in the industry. Yeah,
exactly. It's creating content is a fantastic way to position yourselves as the experts within an industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
they get to know us as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've said this on multiple podcasts before as well. When I go to a sales meeting now, people actually feel like they know you before they've even met you.
Yeah, and I think that's like half the sale done already then. Yeah.
100%. It is, yeah. So I think from a B2B point of view, that alone is like a reason you should be doing content creation straight away.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then from, a business consumer point of view, or say you're an e-commerce site or you're a retail shop or anything like that, the principles still hold. You're establishing yourself as the experts.
Yeah.
People are getting to get to know your team. You're reaching thousands of people across social networks every week.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
When it does come to make that purchase decision, are they going to go with the people they feel like they know and trust already, or someone who's 20 quid cheaper but they have no idea who they are?
Yeah.
So that for me is the real fantastic thing about content creation. It allows you to reach all these people, go into the living rooms, go on their phones, make them feel like they know you already, and then when you do meet them or when they do decide to make a purchase, they're like, sure, I know and trust them already.
Yeah, like I have a great example. Only on Saturday I went shopping in Middleton, and there's this shop, Love the Flamingo. It's a little boutique, and I always was the online shopper with the big shops, but there's a small little boutique, but they really are really good on social media. And over lockdown they created a website so you could buy their stock online and things, and one of the girls in their Emer is like on the page every day. She tries on all the clothes, she talks through them, she like dances around in them just to show you how they move and everything. So it's like you've almost tried on the clothes before you go in. And then I walked in and Emer was working and I was like, hi, and
you feel like you no matter what she says to you, you're like, yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you can just dress me. Like I trusted her completely, and she was just like, okay, and she just brought me around the shop, gave me loads of clothes to try on, and like they were gorgeous.
Yeah, and I think that is, businesses today, a lot of them, they hear about content creation a lot, but when it comes down to spending the time investment into it, and that there is 100% the time investment into it.
It's huge time.
I don't think they can often justify it, but it's something you're not going to see results from straight away. But it is something that is well worth putting the investment into in the long run.
Definitely, yeah. Just give it a bit more effort. Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, she to try on those clothes. It's like a few 15-second clips on Instagram, but that takes her hours to try on each piece of clothing and then come out, video, talk about it. Like, it takes her ages, but it's so worth it then. Absolutely. Because we all see the clothes and we want to buy them.
And that's the end goal with content creation.
Yeah,
it's obviously to build a stronger brand and increase your sales.
Yeah.
So I suppose that is certainly the why in terms of content creation. So where do you start off? What platforms? Chances are you're a business, you're probably on a lot of the platforms already. You may just be using the same old content, we'll call it. But Instagram and YouTube are probably, no matter what business you're in, you're going to be reaching potential customers on that.
Definitely.
Even in the B2B space, and I often get people saying, oh, our customers aren't on Facebook or Instagram.
Yes, they are. Because they're humans, and every human nearly on the planet is on those two platforms now.
Exactly. So everybody think they should just focus on LinkedIn, which can be quite an expensive advertising platform. There's ways to reach people in your sector, certainly across Facebook and Instagram as well.
Definitely.
So in terms then, I suppose if we were to break down the different kind of types of content creators out there, the types of areas you could go into, you obviously have written content, certainly an area. I think it's probably taken a backseat to video in terms of the content creation space, let's say. But definitely from a search engine optimization point of view,
it's really important.
It's as important as it's ever been.
Yeah.
So that it is very, very important. So like some people mightn't be comfortable on video, but if you're fantastic at writing, that is just as valuable a skill as being fantastic on video.
Definitely. And like even my friend is now writing blogs, but she doesn't have a website. So she was like, Pamela, where can I put these? And I was like, do you know what you do? Put it into Canva and put in, you know, a few paragraphs into each thing, and then make a face or an Instagram page. And she has her writing there now. So she doesn't have a website or anything, but that's somewhere else you can put your writing, just because, you know, you can make it look nicer on Canva and then have it on Instagram posts or captions.
100%, and we even do it here, like for clients where we might have a full length article, and then we'll turn it into like LinkedIn carousels.
Yes, exactly.
So there are ways. I suppose that brings us to kind of repurposing content, which we are constantly preaching here. You're sick of us talking about it, but I mean, you know, on that one piece of content you create, make sure you are turning it into so many other pieces of content.
Definitely.
So we've written, we have video. Obviously photos, especially on Instagram.
Yeah.
I think definitely in the fashion space, obviously.
Definitely.
It's
but
massive.
I think videos are getting more important. Like even if I'm online shopping, I'll always like click the video to see how a piece of clothing moves, you know, because some of them could be very stiff and you wouldn't know that from a picture. So I think video is getting more and more important, and like video is just taking over at the moment. Like, I mean, LinkedIn are bringing in LinkedIn stories and fleets apparently are coming soon. We can't wait to see them. So I mean,
and the audio tweets as well. If we're switching to audio,
So like, video is just dominating. So make sure you try and get some piece of video content going. Yeah,
I think no matter what business you're in, 100%.
Yeah,
and as you mentioned, there, audio is the other platform. So obviously, podcasts, very good example of audio content. As I mentioned, Twitter, I think I saw you recently put up
audio
one.
Tweet. It just came out, so I was like, right, I'm just going to audio tweet. I was like, hi guys, it's an audio tweet, and it got such reach because I did it like, you know, just within the like 3 or 4 hours that it was launched. So I think it got like 3,000 listens or something, and I was like, that's mad. I don't have 3,000 followers. Who's listening to this?
That's the great thing about being on those trends early, or any social network early.
That
supply and demand, where there's demand for the platform, but there's supply of content is non-existent. So if you're out there and you're able to supply the content, then you're going to get lots and lots of reach.
I mean, I think that's what happened with TikTok. Like there was no 100%. One on it, so they were just like, okay, you're just going to get so much reach. You're going to get shown to everyone if you go on it early. I'm sorry I didn't go on it earlier because I'm getting like no views now. If you're late to the bandwagon, you lose. Like
even though I think that's one of the ways they try and hook you in as well. Like your first video or two, they'll make sure they push it out there massively. It's like, all right, I'm hooked.
Like one of my random videos, it's actually terrible. Like don't watch it. Like we're all out of sync. We're trying to do a dance, and it's gotten like 43,000 views. And I'm like, who's watching this? It's terrible. And then the rest of them on my profile is just like 800 views. I'm like, how did that one happen?
So I suppose, look, the takeaway from this week's episode is more I know we've discussed a lot before about the different types of content creation, but the real takeaway I actually wanted to get away from this episode is the why. So I hope that if you have been on the fence about creating content for your business, that will kind of, you know, push you over the edge and make you kind of decide, okay, look, I now have the why I'm doing this. So look, anything else to add, Pamela?
I just want to talk about the people who can create content for you, because it doesn't have to be just you. You can get your customers involved. I mean, Carrickdown had loads of people sending in pictures of them at home during lockdown, because obviously they couldn't do photo shoots and things. So, or like Gym Plus Coffee always do it. They do like a feature of like pictures of the week. And so everyone posts like, you know, in their Gym Plus Coffee hoodie in different places in the world, and then they feature them all over their Instagram and things.
Brilliant.
Or else like restaurants, you know, like loads of people take pictures of their food and post them. So like reposting that. And then you've got your employees, like maybe
it's your staff.
You're not the most creative, but maybe your staff are. So like go to them. Do they have any ideas, or do they want to make any cool videos or something, or be featured in one? Because I mean, I like when I was in Johnson Parrott, I was getting all the sales guys to get into videos because at the start it was me in the videos, but it didn't make much sense because the customers were never going to meet me.
They're going to see the sales guys.
Yeah. So I shoved some of them in. I was like, come on, get in the video. But it really worked. I mean, like literally some of the guys were like, Pamela, where are these videos going? Because people are walking in being like, you're Ian from the video. And he's like, where are they seeing this? But it works. Like,
100%. And that comes back to that it breaks the barriers down.
Yeah, they walk in, they want to talk to Ian because he knows about that car and they want to buy that car. So they're like, go find him, sorted. Yeah.
Actually, you mentioned the restaurant space there. One fantastic tip I saw around that was to tell a story of every dish you have. Imagine how much content, especially now restaurants are starting to open back up. Imagine how much content you could generate going, your entire menu. And you can create a video telling the story. You're the head chef in that restaurant. Tell the story of every dish, and you will not only obviously reach a lot of people, but you're actually going to create like an emotional connection to those people about that dish specifically.
And then you can write
a good story about
as well.
Exactly.
And then that's brilliant for your SEO on your website. Like, it's endless.
it is endless, which is why I wanted to focus on the why. So I hope that's come across today on the why you should create content. That's been this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop.